Tuffa looks strong.
So head-to-head duels happening in the elite men's and women's races here at the Virgin London Marathon. Sumgong, I must say, doesn't look like she's had a fall and had to come back. She looks really comfortable, ticking along nicely. Tuffa not letting her get away.
Well, yeah, and under 10 minutes to go, and it's well, look at that.
So 2:15 through 40k. It's not going to be a super fast time, but oh, what a finish we're going to have from these two. Sumgong relentlessly applying pressure to Tuffa. She's just Tuffa, the defending champion, of course. Sumgong, something of an underdog, came in a bit off the radar here. Very talented, but not nearly as well known, and therefore doesn't have the pressure that some of these other athletes are under.
I tell you what, remember that last year we said, what a big surprise that Tuffa won. But we're not saying that this year because she's proved herself to be a great competitor. She really has done, and she's doing very well. Whether Sumgong can hold her off throughout the whole race, we know that she's very quick. They're different in stature, of course. 5:16 the last mile,
So Sumgong really not apparently paying at all for the fall she had and for taking on this race. So great running from Sumgong here. It's interesting, we talk about the experienced athletes who have, you know, gold medals to their name as the big hitters and the ones to watch, but sometimes they're just over their peak, and you know, the younger and upcoming athletes take their place. Oh, Tuffa look behind there. Never a good sign as we
I just wonder
what a race Sumgong is having. Tuffa looked behind herself a moment ago, so that's not a good sign. She may be settling for second place. Sumgong really looking very confident, nice and easy, coming into Birdcage Walk now past Big Ben, and I think Sumgong has got a slight gap on Tuffa. So can she keep her head down and keep the pressure up on Tuffa? Tuffa is, once there's a gap there, the person behind really has to work hard to close the gap, but it has happened. I've seen incredible big gaps closed in the last kilometre of marathon races before, but Sumgong looking really comfortable.
Yes, she is, and I tell you, looking back earlier on this season, she ran a personal best half marathon at 66:58. So that was in the Ras Al Khaimah, and so that was an indicator. Some of them have run that half marathon and not done particularly quick times. They've just used it as an introduction to this. But my goodness me, the signals from that are much more positive here for Sumgong in this marathon. With Tuffa now, I think finding it a bit tough.
If Sumgong's just done a PB, that shows she's improving. She's on an upward curve. She could have improved since then, and which is we're seeing in this performance today. Tuffa just looked behind her again there. So I think Tuffa may have given up on the title, but still quite a small gap. But Tuffa's going to have to work super hard to close that gap and get past Sumgong. We know she's got a great sprint finish from her win here last year. But Sumgong looking really comfortable, just keeping the pressure. Sumgong not looking behind her, just piling on the pressure on Tuffa, and Sumgong looks intent on winning this race.
Well, Tuffa may not yet be finished because she can sprint, and there's, you know, at the end of this race, that could be the difference with tired legs. You can just muster that sprint finish. She's not done yet, that's for sure.
We talk about sprint finishes, Stuart, but I tell you, at this stage of a marathon, your legs, sprint finish isn't what I would describe it. You just try to make your legs go faster, but you're so exhausted at this stage of the race. Your legs are like jelly. All you can do is just keep going as fast as you possibly can. But Sumgong, oh, what a brilliant race. Really kept up the pressure in those last few miles. She's got a fair old gap on Tuffa now, just 600 metres to go, but Tuffa, you know, Tuffa's got somebody to chase, and she hasn't given up. I thought, with the glances behind her, perhaps it was too much for her, but she really looks like she's working hard to close that gap.
Yeah, 600 metres to go then in this women's 36th version of this London Marathon, this Virgin London Marathon. And Sumgong looks to me as though she may well have found just another little percentage or so as a subtle move away, and I think that may be enough to take that win, because I don't think Tuffa this time has got enough distance, if she had it in her anyway, to pull down this last 600 metres. It must be 400 metres now.
This is brilliant front running
Fabulous.
from Sumgong, not looking behind her, not letting Tuffa get even see any chinks in her armour if she has any. Now turning into the mile, Sumgong keeping up the pressure. It's not going to be a super fast time for these ladies, but oh, what a brilliant example of front running.
Sumgong then in the final stages, 385 yards to go. It tells us above that gantry. But Tuffa, the defending champion, not able to defend this year, as Sumgong took it on. She fell at a drink station, got up. We thought, would that take its penalty? Would she pay a penalty? No, is the answer. She's away, and she's going to take her first London Marathon. It really is quite something. Remember, last year she was 6th on her London debut. This year she's gone a few places better. She is going to be the champion. Look at this. Sumgong and Tuffa desperate to try and close the gap in the final stages. Those legs tired and heavy and getting heavier. And Tuffa, look at this, really working very hard. Sumgong not daring to look behind, just wants to keep going, heading to that finish. 14th marathon for her on this day, and 14th is a lucky number, because she's coming through to take this marathon gold medal. And look at that, 2:22.59, not particularly quick, but that was a race, and Tuffa this time in second place. And I tell you what, that was some race.
Oh, brilliant.
She cannot believe it. Look at that. She shakes her head. I cannot believe it. I'm the champion. And she's now showing the emotion of what the stresses and strains have taken. And Kiplagat is going to come in to take the third place.
And in fourth place there, I believe that's the runner from Belarus who's come through the field incredibly at the end of the race. I'm not sure where she got that from, but Florence Kiplagat now in third place.
Well done to Florence Kiplagat. Third place, well tired. She's very tired, as you could see. She tried desperately to hold on, but not possible on this day. You're quite right.
Yeah, so Mazuronak from Belarus. Incredible, very surprising finish there from her. She raced through the field,
ahead of
came
Mergia.
from outside the top 10 to fourth place over the last few miles. Where did she get that from? Who knows?
The world champion coming through next in Dibaba. Found it too tough on this day.
So not super fast finishing times from this quality of field, Stuart, but what a race. Jemima Sumgong. I'm so happy for her. She's been a bridesmaid, but very experienced, you know, incredible, and falling as well. What a race from her.
Well, I tell you what, we probably have a look back in a moment at what happened at the drink station. This is what happened. There she goes down. That is a heavy fall.
Oh, three of them went
now,
down.
Three of them, and Katani as well. And Mergia as well, look, went down, who just came through the finish.
And Sumgong was holding her head there.
That was a hard fall.
That was
and now, the job then was to come back and slowly and steadily and sensibly, but she hurt herself.
She was holding her head. She must have hit her head. I mean, that is phenomenal. And then to get a drink station. Oh, what a race. I mean, she would have, what would she have done had she not fallen is the question.
Well, that was a heavy fall. There's no question about that. She's recovered well. A lot of credit. And this year, once again, we say, what a surprise. We've got a surprise result of the London Marathon. Well, we're heading back now, as we see, to the finish, and let's have a look and see what the men are doing in a moment. There's a third place and first and third with Florence Kiplagat, of course. 2:22.58, 2:23.03 and 2:23.39, the top three times. But this is the finish to a young woman who absolutely, well, fell so heavily that survival was really what it was all about, and it wasn't in the end survival. It was a terrific run, and there's a success she truly deserves. She's got a bump on her head, look, on the right side, and that is really, what a character, what sheer belief she must have had.
Yeah,
wonderful.
I mean, to fall that late in the race, get up, and that front running, she didn't give 2 for an inch.